Yeah.
How's it going, Shy?
I want to talk about something that I think is forbidden, but I must speak on it.
Let's do it.
I think the man's trying to keep me down, Gastor.
Really?
Yeah.
A man or the man?
The man. Not
man.
a man. I'm not so lucky to have to only deal with one man.
I was gonna say, like, what does this do? We gotta talk about him.
Yeah. No, that's child's play. Let the youngsters deal with a man holding them down. I'm talking about the man, the establishment. I'm naturally talking about Instagram, and to a larger extent, Meta. And if I need to put a fine point on it, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yo, what's Mark doing?
I think Instagram has me lightly shadow banned.
What? Why?
I think because I don't use Reels.
Okay.
That much. If ever, I maybe have 2 on there. And I post either pictures, like repost whatever in my stories of, if someone took a picture or a boomerang of me on stage.
Right.
Or if they have like a poster or a flyer or something, I may repost that or something. But yeah, I'm not saying this like I'm a huge star. I am not a huge star. I'm not a big star. I'm a little itty bitty piece of dust in the atmosphere. As we all
a little
are.
bit. That's it.
Yeah.
We're trying.
Yeah, we're trying. But I don't keep like close records of what my numbers are on my various social medias. But I notice when there's a switch, like if there's some increase in activity, I can usually trace it back to an appearance somewhere, or maybe something was posted somewhere else, or that kind of thing.
Right.
So because of that, I have an idea as to how many people see me, how many sets of eyes on average I get with about every story. And I probably on average usually get about 350 sets of eyes.
Okay.
On stories. Respectable number for someone who's under 10,000 followers or whatever, and whatever. So I'm just like, oh, when I see it, I'm like, oh, that's nice that these people either watched it or let all their stories play, which I do.
They still count.
They still count. They still count as a view. But over the past week or so, I have barely cracked 100.
Wow.
In a full day's worth. And I'm also trying to promote my show, which, by the way, New York City and surrounding area listeners, if you are in the area on Sunday, June the 5th, go to Union Hall at 8 o'clock and watch me do my solo show, Don't Reach in the Bag. It's about me working at a porn store. You guys know the vibe. Even if you've seen it, see it again, because I changed a bunch of stuff in it. Anywho, so that's what I'm trying to let the world know.
Yeah.
And Instagram's like, no. And I guess they're like, no, you're gonna have to pay for that. And I'm like, pay for who? For me to get back up to 300?
Pay for the people that want to see me?
Yeah,
so they're asking to see my content.
Yeah,
that's why they followed me.
So, and also in that time, I did an episode of Taste Testing, which is a show I do on IG Live occasionally with my roommate, where we test a bunch of snacks. This past week, we did 6 Little Debbie snack cake ice creams, which was a lot. And I posted that. They've changed the way that you post those things because they want everyone to go to Reels, which is their other little thing. It's their version of TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't do TikTok, so I'm not going to do Instagram's version of TikTok. What is that? Well, like just because it's here where I do the other things, if I'm barely on TikTok, barely. Right. So I made a goofy little thing based on something I was seeing out there in the ether about black men being a fan of Kate Bush, who is an 80s singer who's very weird. And I guess one of her songs was used in the new season of Stranger Things. And so now America has Kate Bush mania all over again, but not really Kate Bush mania, only Running Up That Hill mania, because that's kind of one of two songs that America knows by Kate Bush. Not to be a music nerd, but so, and Big Boy from Outkast has been very vocal about his love of Kate Bush.
Okay.
So now that has been extrapolated. Now, black boys love Kate Bush, and I'm like, I mean, I guess, but I don't see any of you talking about all of the weird fucking videos that she put out in the mid to late 80s, even early, actually, the 80s, late 70s into the 80s, where she's doing weird dances and she's got all kinds of crazy set things. I watched all of those things. Those videos raised me. I don't see none of them talking about it. Also, there are black women out here who also like Kate Bush. So I made a silly thing about that, where I do my version of one of the dances in one of her videos. And I'm like, oh, I'll put this on Reels, I guess. And I did. That shit has gotten 13, maybe 14,000 views.
Yeah.
The fuck? I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it, but I do know that quiet as it kept, Instagram's just like, it's quiet for you. And I'm like, I don't even show titty. Hey. I'm not even showing. Maybe that's the problem. I'm not showing titty.
I was going to say, Shy.
I show clavicle. What the fuck else do you want? I show you my collarbone. I think that should be enough. A woman of a certain age. I can't be having my 40. Well, I didn't have them at birth. So let's say my 30, 35-year-old. I don't know. I got them kind of early. Anyway, at any rate. 38. My 38-year-old titties. I can't have them out here. Yeah.
Well, regardless of the shadow ban being earned or not, I will say you don't dance enough on Instagram. Every time you dance, it is a highlight of my social media feed.
That thank you. I appreciate that. They are real free-flowing dances. That's the other thing is I started doing that too, what I call the movement series, where dance is such a broad term. I don't know. It encompasses so much. And so for me to sneak in there on a technicality is probably not right. But what I am doing is moving to a song. And it's not like choreography or anything, but a little, it's planned. Everything I do is planned. Everything, like I've always said, I'm always doing a thing. So I'm thinking it all out. But and I collect those also, so you can see every once in a while, though, like, do you want to highlight these stories? And I'm like, you know what? I do. And so I highlight the stories. And now if you go to my Instagram thing and you look, all my highlights are me dancing at something stupid. 311, The Weeknd and Daft Punk. Like, it's just stupidness. So I'm like, let me collect them and call them the movement series of me hiding in a corner at work and dancing for 30 seconds and then leaving or whatever. But
you don't understand the joy you cause in my house when you dance on Instagram.
But it's not something anyone can copy. And that's beautiful. not like in a ha I got y'all bitches, y'all can't copy my dance, but in like I don't understand. I don't move the way TikTok dances move.
Right.
TikTok dances are I feel like they're for people who are looking in a mirror and they like their reflection, or they're very like almost militarized. And that could be just because I see everyone doing a certain thing. But they're very like, you can see the people counting. You don't necessarily have to know how to dance. And I am literally just moving to remember to stand up at my desk because I'm moving because I don't want blood clots to come up from my leg and give me a stroke. Like we're dancing, have two different reasons as to why we're moving around.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's a little different, but yeah. So that's why I'm like, no one's going to look at these because this is like, oh look, someone took one interpretive dance class in college, and not even a course, just one class, 1 week, and now she's 50 years old, and you can hear her knees popping.
Nailing it though.
Yeah, nailing it. And I must also say, I understand how ridiculous it is to open your podcast with complaints about Instagram. I know how that sounds. Trust me, I know how that sounds.
This is the most unshalewa opening I think we've ever had.
Well, that's a shame because it's been on my heart heavy for a few days.
Hey, man, Instagram got to get their act together.
What do they have against me? I'm just trying to get the word out. If people don't come to my show, no one will book me. Plenty of people can think I'm hilarious, but if people don't go, I want to see Shalewa do a thing, I don't get to do individual things like I'd like to do. I hate to put it that way, but I love that people love me, and I would be thrilled if they could come see a thing that I'm putting on rather than catching me on something that somebody else got to do because they figured out the fucking algorithm. It's not fair. If I could toot my own horn, I'm much funnier than these people who are out here putting on these lame ass shows. So come see a good show, but I can't because Instagram's like, I don't care if you're funny or not. I don't see no titties. I ain't putting you, shit, I ain't putting you out there. So fuck Mark Zuckerberg.
With that said, I will be exclusively showing my titties now on Instagram.
Yo, prepare to clean up, brother. Prepare to clean up. Don't think there's not an audience for it.
I want all these checks. Okay, if that's all it takes, you get ready. You're gonna see my 3-haired left nipple. It's gonna be out here. You know. Whatever
only
it takes.
Only three?
Yeah, I don't got a hairy chest. They just came out in their 30s just to remind me that I'm older. That's it. My chest is pretty bare otherwise.
Oh, my goodness. I have one chest hair. It's over here by my shoulder, but it counts.
It's just to keep you humble. That's all. Mm-hmm. You know?
It keeps me out of strapless dresses.
See, mine's is just enough to not shave, but want to shave. Like I see them.
Right.
But I know they're not annoying anybody. What they do to anybody, they good.
Yeah, they're here. They just want to enjoy life. Yeah.
That's it. They want sunlight on occasion.
Till they're extremely long. Just long and then curled up.
Yeah, I've always wondered that about them actually. How come they, unlike the hair on my head, how come they only grow to a certain height? Like a certain length?
I don't know. Have you not found the extremely long hair coming out of your ear or anything like that?
I got one in my nose.
Okay, sure.
It's actually in my current TikTok. You can see it. You can see it. I realized it after I posted. Yeah,
that's a star. That hair is really trying to make moves.
I don't know. I do agree. I think that Instagram is shadow banning people that aren't using Reels enough. Mm-hmm. I am consciously trying to do it. I made a commitment to start posting more often starting this month.
Right.
So you will get a post. You're going to get a daily post starting tomorrow. I was on doing starting today, but I got this whole non-for-profit thing I'm hosting. It's going to take up my whole evenings. Other than that, yeah, that's a real thing I'm doing. Other than that, my make sure I post one of these daily. And I posted a demo one this weekend to kind of get in the habit. I literally... Every other time I've posted a TikTok, it was an ulterior reason for me creating that video. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, I could put this on TikTok. The video I posted on Sunday, it was the first time where I was like, I'm here. I'm in a place I'm rarely at. Make a TikTok before we leave. I forced myself. And I made it with that purpose. And it took 10 minutes to get the brain in that creative space of, all right, what would an 18-year-old do here? Right. And I figured it out, something that I thought worked. So I want to get in the habit of doing it. I think it's a good, different muscle. But, yeah, it don't feel right that I got to do this shit to tell stories. I like telling 10-minute long stories, Sha. Well, I got to come up with a 15-second clip.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm yo, I'm sitting here trying to figure out nuanced takes on particular subjects, and TikTok just wants me to sway back and forth and clap to a slowed down version of a song no one under the age of 35 remembers. But I'm like, oh, that's a sample of a sample of a sample. No one wants that person, although I think there's a space for him on TikTok where then people go and clown it. And even when I post something on TikTok, it's not like I'm killing it there. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But we gonna keep doing it. Sadly, like, it just is what it is. Unless somebody hires us. I will say though, we get way more than that many than the listeners you lost on Instagram on our podcast. So more people will hear this message of you doing a show on Sunday.
That's true. So so just show up. Just please, all I ask is just show up. That's all.
That's it. Come through. It's a good time.
Just come through.
Union Hall is fun in general. Like, you should just be there. It's gonna be a good vibe.
Yeah.
Come downstairs. Shy's funny. I promise you. She's dope. You have a good story, and I know you don't know anyone else who's worked in a sex shop. That's a lot of reasons to be at Union Hall on Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. And I take questions at the end.
Come on.
I know you got questions. Because I've been answering questions since I started working at that place, let alone left the place. And I started working there in 98. So I've been answering questions for like 23 years or some shit. So just come by, see what I've laid in front of you, and then ask a question. Much like sex itself. See what has been laid out in front of you. Ask a question or two. Get a drink and be on your way, I guess. Maybe I'm not doing sex right. Now that I think about it.
Oh, man. Let's get into the news.
Yeah, let's do that. Now that everybody knows what's wrong with my brain, let's see what's wrong with the rest of the world.
Speaking of wrong with people, let's see here. Elon Musk tells employees return to the office or else. That's right. Elon Musk is demanding that Tesla office workers return to in-person work or leave the company. The policy, disclosed in leaked emails Musk sent to Tesla executive staff Tuesday, was first reported by electric vehicle news site Electric. Anyone who wishes to do remote work must be in the office for a minimum, and I mean minimum, of 40 hours per week or depart Tesla. This is less than we ask of our factory workers, Musk wrote. Adding that the office must be the employee's primary workplace where the other workers they regularly interact with are based, not a remote branch office unrelated to the job duties. Musk said he would personally review any requests for exemption from the policy, but that, for the most part, if you don't show up, we will assume you have resigned.
Oh, he's trying to fuck up Tesla so he can... Is he out of this Twitter deal yet? Is he still...
The policy is completely at odds with the other tech company Musk is attempting to buy, Twitter, which had previously announced employees can continue to work from home forever if they prefer.
Okay. Yeah, he's trying to seem like a dick so that thing falls through. Hey, Elon, look, a lot's going on in the world, but we ain't forget that somebody just accused you of sexual misconduct of some sort, right? Mm-hmm. So, and that you think that you announced beforehand that the world was out to get you. By the world, you meant Democrat, so you're going to become a Republican, and then that news came out. So, just a little refresher, because it has been a minute since we've heard anything crazy from him, and I've been able to breathe a little better because of it, but here we are again. I think this is all a ploy to make all of his shit look bad so that he loses some money, or he's able to get out of the Twitter deal, or he doesn't seem as appetizing in case he does have to go to court. Because I don't know if that was a criminal case with the young lady, the flight attendant, or if that's a civil case. If that's a civil case, he don't want to pay money. And he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to pay any money. So he's going to try and look like he ain't got no money. And one way to do that is to lose all your employees who don't want to come into the office, which will devalue Tesla. And then, that means you don't have the money to buy Twitter, right? Because you were putting up stocks from Tesla,
right,
as collateral. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying he's playing chess. He's probably playing Connect 4. But
something's happening.
Something's absolutely happening, because he has yet to show like true savviness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like I feel like everything he's done, he's pulled his punch. Like every time he's telegraphed it before it's done. So like, even like with the flight attendant thing, he already was just like, hey, just so you know, I'm on top. So everybody's going to be coming for the king. And also I don't trust the Democrats are going to say vile things about me. So I'm going to become a Republican. Also, I'm going to try and buy Twitter so I can own the thing that talks about this kind of shit that really has impact in my world on how this kind of thing is discussed. But no reason though, just cause. And then this flight attendant's like, he was telling me to do more in a plane during a massage, and he's like, what?
Me?
What? How could I, bruh? How? Yeah. That's part of the reason I feel like no one's really talking about it, is because I feel like overall we were like, yeah, we know. Duh.
Yeah, it's part of the course for you, homie.
Yeah, so I don't know why he's trying to be, Mr. Big Stuff and like, you got to be in the office and you blah, 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 blah. So what? Those cars are going to fall apart anyway. Like, whether they're in the office or not, those cars are going to fall apart anyway. Them bitches catching fire.
That's it, B. They're going to keep hitting black people. They're
not stopping. They're not,
running into ambulances. That's what all y'all cars do,
You're
B.
putting 32-inch monitors instead of a fucking engine in them. Like, yeah, no, these cars are done for.
Oh, man. He should really just make video game systems.
Just do that. Even though, I mean, that has its own problem. But yeah, go there.
You got the TV screens. You clearly like messing with electronics. Like, that's it. Just, make like real cool Game Boys or some shit. I don't get this dude. I
don't get him either. That's such a weird thing to do. Honestly, it also kind of feels like he's just like, no one has mentioned me in a week.
Yeah, how can I do this?
What can I do?
How do you say minimum 40 hours?
Yeah, to work remote. That's a whole work week.
Yeah, you got to work 40 hours minimum in the office before you can work remote.
Nah, I think this is like, what do the wrestlers call it? A heel turn? I would call it a heel turn, except I don't know who, well, no, plenty of people love him, but I don't know who liked him.
Yo.
So to me, I'm like, is this a heel turn or was he always a heel? Am I using these terms correctly?
I think so. Admittedly, That's one of the few things I don't watch is guy-centric.
Really?
Yeah, I was just about to go to my first wrestling event last week. I'm gonna go to one soon, but I haven't done traditional wrestling, and I am the outsider in this one like major part of my friend group convos.
Are they all comedians? No, actually, plenty of people. I was so dismayed at how many comedians loved wrestling.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a real thing. But then again, I'm always dismayed when I come across like a group of people who are really into wrestling. I'm not anti-wrestling. I'm just like, oh no.
I don't know. Once I learned it was fake at like 8, I was like, I can't do this. Like there's real stuff.
I mean, I guess I knew it was fake. I got into wrestling when I was like a kid for about 2, maybe 3 years.
Okay.
And my uncle, who was very into it, took me to a wrestling match at the Omni in Atlanta, which is very old school. I believe now it's the State Farm Arena, but that's what it was then, the Omni. And we had nosebleed seats. And I smelled reefer for the first time, as my uncle said. He was like, "You smell that?" And I'm like, yeah. He's like, "What do you think that is?" I'm like, "I don't know. Pee? Is that pee?" And he's like, "No, that's reefer." And I went, "Okay." I mean, I was like 11 or something like that.
It's a weird thing to focus in on, Unc.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. Duly noted, I guess.
Oh, man.
But I did get to see Junkyard Dog and Roddy Piper, so I was happy. And then, I don't know, puberty hit. I think I got my period, and I was like, oh, we got bigger fish to fry right now.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I dropped it once I realized like, oh, you can't get a scholarship doing this. Like, okay, I'm gonna go back to baseball. We good. Like, that's it.
That's right. You were playing baseball.
Yeah, I was out there playing catch. I thought I found a way out of it. Like I could get a scholarship and just not wear pants. It seems fun, But
no, those briefs look very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I didn't. Again, the child brain. Adults, you see that. Little kids. I'm just thinking about like my Fruit of the Loom with cartoons in the back. I was like, oh, this is gonna be dope. Nah, different experience. Go figure.
Uh-huh.
In other news, California drought could cut the state's hydropower in half this summer. That's right. Severe drought in California threatens to significantly undermine the state's ability to generate hydroelectric power, raising costs for families and driving up planet warming emissions, according to the federal government forecast. Assuming drought conditions persist, California's hydroelectric generation would be 48% less this summer than if water conditions were normal, the U.S. Energy Information Administration said on Wednesday. The EIA flagged that as of April 1st, California's snowpack was about 40% below the median value from 1991 through 2020. That is significant because it means less snow will melt and flow into the state's reservoir this spring.
Oh, snowpack. Interesting.
Yo.
I like that term. I like the idea of just like, we measure how much snow there is, I assume, and then they're like, from that we can figure how much of that's going to melt and get us wet, but it looks like not much. That's a big reduction. Oh, well. I mean, I think most of the state of California is already aware, but for places like LA, I guess y'all have to accept that you live in the desert now.
Yeah.
Will you stop watering your lawns?
Yo, real talk.
To be there. You're in the desert.
It's alarming to me how much like I've considered moving there despite getting news like this.
People live there and there are mudslides and there's a fire season and where it always smells like a cookout, like always smells like embers. And there's no water and people are like, but the weather though. And I'm like, but y'all are cooking out there. Y'all are cooking.
Yeah, I don't get it. I feel like there are enough signs that's like, yo, God doesn't think we should be here. And we keep going more there.
But that's true. But to be fair, I'm not sure God thinks all of us should be living on a couple of little islands where we are right now.
He ain't want us in New York 8 million deep, baby.
Yeah, I feel like no. I feel like all the time God's looking at us and just saying, this not like this.
Yo, spread out.
Yeah, not like this. There's all of that. There's all of that. Just move a little ways. Just scooch a little bit. And we refuse.
That's what we do, baby.
We refuse. That's the New York creed. We refuse.
Amen. I got that tattooed on my arm, baby. Let's get it.
Oh, man, that's going to be hard to cut down. I feel like I've been visiting I have visited LA during like a alternate side of the week watering kind of thing. Or like don't turn anything on while the sun is up or some sort of restrictions. And people seemed angry. People seemed very upset.
It's real. And like one of my best friends just moved out there and like all I've been getting is worse and worse news. And I've just been fighting the urge of like not just emailing her every bad article. Oh. I'm like, I don't want to be that guy.
No, don't be that guy.
It's already happening. Like they're already out there. But like, the world don't want y'all there. But, enjoy the your condo looks dope. Like,
you let the world know who's boss. It's you, minuscule person. You're the boss.
Amen. Live it up out there. LA's dope. Why not?
Yeah, enjoy your time while you can.
Hell yeah. I'll see you back in a year. Hopefully. America's last Howard Johnson restaurant has closed, Shah.
Oh, no!
The last surviving Howard Johnson has closed. Open for most of the past 70 years. The restaurant was located in Lake George, New York, a popular summer vacation spot near the Adirondack Mountains. The restaurant closed its doors in recent weeks, and the property is up for lease. Lake George is officially dead, a Howard Johnson's fan wrote on Facebook, adding several pictures of the abandoned restaurant. Cobwebs on the door, right before Memorial Day rush up here. The longtime roadside staple had about 1,000 restaurants in the 60s and 70s, and it was once America's largest restaurant chain. Instantly recognizable for its orange roofs, the diner served 28 types of ice cream and became a part of American culture. Mad Men recreated the restaurant to film a scene. But Howard Johnson quickly found itself in the shadow of McDonald's and other fast food chains that maximize efficiency and better manage supply chains.
I want there to be a documentary about Howard Johnson's called In the Shadow of McDonald's. Honestly, there's a part of my life that if we were to do a documentary on it, it could be called In the Shadow of McDonald's. Everyone has been in the shadow of McDonald's for a period of time.
I always remember a connection to this place without really ever going to them. Just because we had a baseball player in New York that went by that this was his name, and for far too long,
y'all call him Hojo.
Yo, for real, I thought the restaurants were his. Like I didn't realize that like that just wasn't possible. Like he was born, I think, at the same time as the peak of these restaurants.
Right.
You know, but in my mind, I was like, yo, Howard Johnson is on third base every day for the Mets, and he owns a huge restaurant chain. That dude is killing it at life.
Right. Yeah.
You know? But I go figure. Golden roofs, they should have been golden arches, and you'd have been still winning right now.
No, I think it was just the end of the diner. Like no one had, like it said, as everybody's lives start to ramp up, no one had time to just go into a diner and sit. You know?
Yeah.
And also, I think they were attached to like Holiday Inns. A lot of them were attached to Holiday Inns. Because in my mind, I'm connecting with travel and like this, where it was like a little town where there were tourists or whatever. But it was connected to a Holiday Inn. And I'm now realizing that I may think that they're all connected to Holiday Inns because I had a Lego set that was a Holiday Inn Howard Johnson's combination, or a friend of mine did, or something like that. And I had never been to either of those. Kind of still haven't. Yeah, I had not been to a Holiday Inn at that point in my life. You know, I was 6, or I hadn't been to a Hojo's. They didn't have them in Flatbush, and they weren't necessarily black owned, so we weren't going.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't know why. I know they're not related. But I guess because they're from the same era. When I hear Howard Johnson's, I think of E.F. Hutton.
Ooh, man. That I am sad that E.F. Hutton no longer exists, because that's a great reference or joke to pull out.
Yeah.
Of the commercials. Okay.
They were dope.
If anyone does not remember E.F. Hutton, E.F. Hutton was like a financial service or something like that.
Yeah.
Like brokers and stuff like that. And the commercials were like 2 people in some place, loud and crowded. A train station, a busy restaurant, something like that. And there are 2 people talking about their financial moves or whatever. And one would say something and the other one would say, well, you know, my broker is at E.F. Hutton, and E.F. Hutton says, and then suddenly a hush falls over. Everybody's quiet, and they're all looking at the person who said E.F. Hutton, waiting to hear what their broker at E.F. Hutton said. And then the tagline is, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. I love that shit. I fucking love that commercial so much.
See,
I just be in busy places, just like E.F. Hutton says, waiting for people to listen. No one listens. No one listened. Also, I was a child, but no one listened.
I got into that because of like I was just aged out of EF hunting, but I knew I wanted to know what it was because it was in a rap bar. And I wanted to understand what the bar meant. Little Kim says it on I believe Puff's album, Will They Die For You? She says like EF hunting when I told people, listen.
Oh, that's beautiful. The Beastie Boys say it too.
See? So I had to Google backwards and find a video of it. And I was like, oh, okay. It's just as like, you know, another stock company, you know, like, was it like Edward, like Edward Jones or something.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's just a stock. Yeah. It's just a stocks company. But I mean, people listened according to those commercials. Quieted down all of Grand Central Station so that they could hear what E.F. Hutton said. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Respects the EF.
Yeah. I also been watching a lot of old commercials over the past week. Like from the 80s on YouTube. People have hour-long compilations of old commercials. And it is like the best thing. When my spirits are low, I put on old commercials and sing the jingles like they're fucking Motown songs. Like, I love them so much. And I sit here with my roommate who is like much younger than me. Yeah. So we can go through 80s commercials and I know each one. And then we can go through a commercial that's like either late 90s or the aughts where I'm like, I wasn't really watching these. And he knows every single thing. And
yo, like, those things are in you, yo.
Yeah, they are so in me. So yeah. I mean, you never forget. Pick the time frame in which you were a child. Go to YouTube, put in that time frame, and then put up commercials and search and watch one of those clips, and you will be shocked at how many of those commercials you know.
I believe it. The hash truck's back and it's better than ever for Christmas this year. The hash truck's here. Hell yeah. I'm with you.
Wait, did they have Hess up here?
Yeah, we had Hess trucks. Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Joints is real. We didn't have the trucks that often though. I got it once, and to get it, we had to leave the city. We had to go to like Long Island
to buy one of the trucks.
To buy the little trucks.
Yeah, man. Trying to find there was a Hess near in the neighborhood where I grew up, and that was like where you went to pregame. I don't know if whoever worked there didn't care how old you were and just sold liquor or cigarettes no matter how old you were. But that was like the whole thing. Just like, he's probably up in the Hess parking lot. Like that was an ongoing joke. And like if someone found a truck, they would give it to a friend. It was like a white elephant game of just like, oh, you got the Hess truck. And then as I got older, I realized like people were really looking for that fucking Hess truck toy.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just throwing those things around like, boo. Oh, wow.
I remember my dad getting mad at me that I was so adamant about this thing. Mm-hmm. And like him just like bringing me to the gas station clerk and like asking in front of me so that I would like shut up. Because I was like, yo, how come I didn't get the Hess truck? Because admittedly, he got me far better toys, but I wanted this Hess truck.
You wanted the Hess truck.
And he's like, so I asked, I don't know where to get that shit. They don't sell it in the stores. I asked 2 Hess trucks dudes. And like, it was just like my dad was on some like real man shit with me. Like, he didn't try to like come for me. He's like, I don't know where to get that shit. I've been looking.
That's so funny. Like, get off my back, kid.
Yeah, like I really felt that from him for like the first time. Like, B, I've been looking. I don't know where to get that shit. And we just went when the next time we went to get gas, like he called me over and like he was like, yo, you ask him. And I was like fucking giddy-eyed and shit, asking the dude behind the counter, y'all got the Hess truck? He's like, nah, B. And my dad's like, see, I told you.
I wonder how many times that exact scenario played out in front of that Hess clerk. How many times he was like, we ain't got it, son. And then like a kid falls apart while the dad's like, I told your ass. Like, how many times a day that exact thing happened to that guy?
Oh,
That's
man.
so funny.
I feel for him now in retrospect. But like, yo, I was sad, kid. That shit hurt. And it was the cool year too, where it was the truck that like led into the plane. It was okay. OD. Yeah, it was like crazy. Yeah, that
was a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yo. He was like, nah, B, I tried, man. I went everywhere for that shit.
That's so funny.
Oh man! In other news, Detroit hospital nurses refuse to work without more help and are ordered to leave. Emergency room nursing staff at a Detroit hospital were told to leave Sunday night after they refused to work and demanded more nurses to be brought in into their overrun emergency room. The night shift ER shift nurses at Sinai Grace Hospital refused to leave the break room until hospital administrators brought in more nurses to help out, a physician at the hospital told CNN. Hospital administrators decided after 4 hours of deliberation they would not be bringing in any more nurses to help and that the nurses could get to work or leave the hospital. Some did then leave, said the physician who spoke to CNN on the condition of anonymity, concern for their job. Of course, the details provided by the physician were corroborated by ER nurse Sal Hadwan, who discussed what happened earlier today. We are disappointed that last night a very small number of nurses at Sinai Grace Hospital staged a work stoppage in the hospital, refusing to care for patients, said the Detroit Medical Center communications manager, Jason Barcy. Despite this, our patients continued to receive the care they needed as other dedicated nurses stepped in to provide care. We know this is a very challenging time for caregivers, Bracy continued. Our doctors and nurses continue to demonstrate their commitment and dedication to our patients. Meanwhile, one of the ER nurses in their video said, tonight it was a breaking point for us, said Hadwin, because we cannot safely take care of your loved ones out here with just 6-7 nurses and multiple ventilators and multiple people on drips. It's not right. We had 2 nurses the other day who had 26 patients with 10 ventilators.
Wow. It is interesting to now be able to put a finite value on America's empathy. And it is like, what, a year? I guess a year of empathy is all that America has, because that's it. I feel like that's it. Because I feel like in 2020, I mean, what, we were clapping for him or some shit. Like, like we really cared for that year. And then in the 2021, there was the vaccine. And so we were just like, we just forgot about him.
They good. And now, as things are we're not done, people are actively like trying to cut them off at the knees. To like, it's wild that after going through what we've gone through, and there was some sort of uptake. I don't know why there wasn't an increase of like supplies and like, I mean, I know why, because it's a pandemic and people are like, I'm not doing that shit, not after the year I've had. But like, I feel like now is not the time to burn nurses. Now is not the time. Now, I mean, to support them as much as you can, and then to recruit, showing that you will still support. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking crazy talk, but this is very upsetting. And for the people I know who work in nursing, like, it's wow.
This is insane, and this country is going to truly fall apart as people who have been in charge keep getting more and more and then just shitting. Now they're just actively shitting. Elon Musk telling people they have to come into the office. Yeah, these bananas. Folks saying, now we can't get any nurses from anywhere. Y'all can do it. And you're giving, 26 patients to a nurse. That's,
it's unfair.
It's unfair. And you're shitting on folks. And boy, we were so close to a revolution 2 years ago. Like, we were so close to just bringing this. And I would love to get back there again, especially now that we know that if we're outside, and it's breezy enough, we could get by without a mask on. Like, I'd love to, now that we know a little bit more about COVID, and we're doing stupid shit with COVID, it would be nice to, like, I don't know. We were so close, y'all.
Come on. Business-wise, this never made sense to me. Like, strict, like, not even like like if you don't like people, like if you don't like your employees and you don't care about them, fine. Mm-hmm. But like on some just straight up money business shit, wouldn't it make sense to, if anything, hire more nurses and less doctors? Like, well, I've always been of the argument of like, yo, how much? Oh, they make 70 grand, 80 grand. I'm let's get 3 of them dudes. Drop a doctor.
But they can't.
Because they can't do everything. But like,
they can't do everything. You do need to. I mean, doctors are also.
You need them. I'm not saying you don't. Yeah. But I never hear articles about like, yo, the doctor got cut. They cutting the nurse, and I'm like, you could farm out the thing once the doctor made the read.
Well, here's probably why you're not hearing much about doctors, is because that's all wrapped up in insurance. So like doctors are leaving like public hospitals and things like that and going into private practice as soon as they can, so that they don't have to deal with like the bullshit that comes with working, I think, in a public hospital. Yeah.
Like a manager like me, like right now.
Yeah. So they can all go, indie and deal with things, but that just makes them more expensive.
Right.
And so I don't know. I would say let's try to recruit people with good hearts. I'm such a fucking idiot. But in order to do that, you also kind of have to instruct that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have to. I mean, at this point, you really have to teach people empathy, which is something that used to come natural.
Right.
In some way. And now it feels like it's completely gone.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah,
I love the idea. I don't believe they'll do that.
No, yeah. It's hard to, especially if you're just looking at whatever the bottom line is, which might be, look, I'm gonna get paid first. I got to pay off all these bills, and then I'm going to start making money, and then I can do private practice, and I don't have to mess with the hoi polloi. And it's just like, that's not really the mindset, but you're working the ones who are actually trying to make a difference and help folks. And then clinics, if you're doing like clinics and stuff, you got to go through so much red tape just to get those things off and running in the neighborhoods that need it. And like it's discouraging. So you need empathy. And if you already have empathy and patience, you need someone who can teach you how to be a hard ass when it comes to getting the shit that you want in the places that you want it. You know, there's so many different parts that need to go into all of that. So I don't know if getting rid of doctors is going to work, because I feel like doctors are getting rid of themselves.
Right.
And going into private practice. And that's why, even if you got rid of one doctor and replaced it with 3 nurses, I mean, like, that's not going to help, because like there's still only one doctor who's coming through going, yep, nope, yep, nope, yep, and then disappearing. And now, no matter how many nurses are there, they're the ones that have to deal with it. And that's with you having the right amount of doctors, it feels like.
Okay.
Some go above and beyond and some don't. I don't know where they're going. I have had, in probably the past, 5 years or so, I had like a regular doctor, and then that bitch just up and left. I mean, I think she moved. I think she and her husband moved to another state.
The nerve of her wanting a better life.
I found another doctor, and she was great. And then like halfway through COVID, she was just like, I'm out. And I'm like, she's just like, I'm not. They were like, she's not affiliated with this hospital. She's not in any sort of network. She's just gone. I'm like, damn, y'all probably broke that bitch. Yo. And so I found another one, and I went to her once and just got a call last week that was like, yeah, she's leaving in August. And I'm like, well, fuck. So now what? And now I'm limited, and now I got to see some dude, and I don't want to see a dude.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I was on a good streak, and I'm just like, how So I've been through at least 2 doctors in the past 2 years. And I'm not even someone that's just like, oh, I stubbed my toe, I better go see a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about going for like physicals. And then when COVID started up, like, oh, my blood pressure is going through the roof. Let me up that medication, like very simple things. And they're just like, I'm out. So
shots to doctors becoming writers out there. Work on that great American novel. You know what I mean? Make your dreams happen. You've given enough time.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, it's a tough job. Good luck in Detroit to these nurses.
I know.
Sincerely, and good luck to the patients and all of that. And
I know. Oh my god.
I hope y'all figured that out. Like, real talk. That's scary stuff happening right there.
That's terrifying.
In other news, in 2011, a self-published romance writer, Nancy Crampton Brophy, wrote an essay titled "How to Murder Your Husband." And on Wednesday, she was convicted of murdering her husband. That's right. Nancy, 71, was found guilty of second-degree murder in the death of her spouse, Daniel Brophy. Daniel was killed in June 2nd of 2018 as he prepared for work at the Oregon Culinary Institute in South Portland, where he worked as a chef. The jury was made up of 7 women, 5 men, and they deliberated for 2 days before reaching the guilty verdict. During the trial, the Oregon prosecutors argued that Nancy's motive for killing her husband was money, and that she wanted to cash in on the $1.4 million insurance policy. Nancy testified that she had no reason to kill her husband because their financial problems were largely solved by cashing in a chunk of Daniel's retirement savings plan. Maxfield also argued before the court that Nancy's financials deteriorated after her husband's death. Though police never found the murder weapon, court exhibits showed that Nancy owned the same make and model of gun used to kill her husband. Surveillance camera footage also shows her driving to and from the Culinary Institute on the day of his murder.
Okay, here's the part I want to get to. Nancy's how-to guide gave readers various methods to get away with murder in the perfect crime. Yet the essay was excluded from trial evidence by Circuit Judge Christopher Ramross, who noted that it was published in 2011. When she took the stand, however, a prosecutor alluded to some of the themes in the essay without naming it. Okay.
She got fans, yo.
Yeah. So she wrote an essay in 2011 on how to murder your husband. And then she probably killed her husband in 2018. Did he not know about the essay? I'm not. Look, fiction is fiction. But
man.
I feel like I wonder if they had a discussion about the essay where he's like, this is a weird one. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, that's just a weird thing to write an essay on, don't you think? And she's like, it's not, that's what the kids love. And he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll go back to cooking.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
I once went to like the Moth events. Congratulations, by the way, recent Moth Story Slam winner.
Oh,
Shalewa Sharpe.
thank you. Yes, thank you. I don't know what to do with that. It's so funny. I was just like, I'm going to win this thing. And then I won it. And I'm like, oh, do I say something about it? I don't even know if people mention that on social media. Maybe I should put that on Instagram so they can suppress it. Anyway, go ahead. Your Moth.
I went to watch a Moth once, and the last teller was a lady who confessed to murdering her husband. Like she said it was in self-defense, but she killed the dude, and that she was on trial for it. So like when she told her story, she was the 9th of the 10th tellers. After she told her story, it was like 9:30, and it was almost time for her curfew. So like a whole bunch of cops escorted her out. So she didn't even know that she won the Moth that day. Like
she knew. Come on.
Yo.
That was a whole production.
Straight up.
Man, what if her name wasn't picked?
Yeah, like it's a lottery. Like she got picked. It's a
lottery.
Yeah,
it's basically an open mic for stories, and you throw your name in a bag, and they draw names out, and it's very random. Imagine going through all that. You got cops there. You got an ankle bracelet. You got the whole thing. And then your name isn't picked. And you're like, ain't this some shit?
You know what I mean? It's caught some stories.
When are they going to do this topic again? How am I going to work in
killing my husband?
Yeah, in the topic.
Yo, she did that joint at the Housing Works in the city.
Oh, and that's the winning one. Yeah.
She won on some murdering her husband shit and got escorted out. Never was told. I'm assuming she found out afterward.
Oh, she must have an email address. Maybe they probably didn't get it. Yeah, she's probably a little busy. That's fair. Who wants to be the person who goes after the woman who confessed to killing their husband?
Nobody did. There was so much like excitement in the room because there was like a lot of like really good storytellers in the room that day, and none of the stories had been good for 8 seats in a row. Right. And everybody was like, yo, I hope I go. Then she murders it. And then you saw everybody's like, yo, I hope they don't pick me.
Oh, wow.
Straight up. She like, whoever went 10th, I don't even remember a person standing up there. Like, I don't remember anything about that person. It was
so funny.
A special night. So yeah, like if you want to be successful, murder your husband, write about it. Mm-hmm. You know? Pick an art form that best expresses your contempt for that man, you know? It could be storytelling. It could be essay form. It could be painting. Whatever you're into. Maybe make a weird vase. I don't know. However you best express it, just make sure we know it's related to said murder.
But do you think that maybe they should include an alibi in their work?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Maybe they work hand in hand. Like, when did my husband die? Oh, that's actually when I was writing the essay. I couldn't have done it.
I couldn't have done it.
You know?
I was working on this ugly vase. I was putting all my feelings into this pottery. It couldn't have been me. What? He died by pottery wheel? Boy, you got me.
That's crazy.
That's weird.
Oh, man. If somebody kills me because I got strangled in like plant supplies.
Oh, okay.
You know, it was Gabby. She did it. You know, she takes me out. It is what it is.
You can't. How are you going to snitch on your wife?
You know, I want her to do numbers. You know, I want her to get famous, right? She could sell the book. I got kids to feed, Shot. One way or another, I'm still a team player.
Okay. All right. So,
you know,
even if she does it.
That's it. If she does it, she could sell the book rights. You know, people start streaming Immigrant Made again. You know, we start getting some numbers on Spotify.
Who do you want to play you in the movie?
Oh, I know. I thought about. I don't know. I'm trying to remember his name. Not Cuba Gooding, his brother.
Omar.
I think so. He played Steve. Like he played a student in like high school on Steve Harvey's show. Yeah, I want that dude to play me.
You want him to play you?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
I'm telling you.
Omar Gooding.
I think Omar Gooding. Yeah, that's what I
keep wanting to say Junior, even though he's not a junior.
He's not, right?
Was a junior, but I feel like anytime I hear Gooding, I just automatically say Junior after it.
Yeah, I think you do good work.
All right, so everyone out there listening, look up Omar Gooding, and then look up a picture of Gastor, and then let us know who you think. Oh, make that the poll.
There you go, Omar Gooding. That's who's gonna play me.
Who do you think should play? You think Omar Gooding? Anyone else? You got a secondary person?
Well, the secondary, he just played Young Me on the Peacock show, so we could throw him in there. Right. That's the tall fuckboy actor from Insecure.
From Insecure?
Yeah, he played me on the Peacock show. So he looks.
You know what? Now I got to think about what young Gastor looked like, and actually, no, that's right.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say he looks nothing like current me, but young me, I thought he was pretty close.
Yeah, young you, yes, okay.
Yeah, all right, it's solid casting. I was impressed. So if he's willing to like do the work, method act, eat, gain 150 pounds, eat some heroes and shit. Okay, he can take that role.
Okay. All right.
Chance of a lifetime.
Interesting.
So yeah, those are gonna be the two options. I'm gonna put those in there.
Okay.
That's going to be this week's poll.
Yeah, you guys might have to do a little research to see who he's talking about. But then definitely do the research. I want you to make an informed decision.
In other news, Irish man loses his memory after having sex with his wife. That's right. In a bizarre incident, a man suffered memory loss after having sex with his wife. He was rushed to the nearest hospital due to short-term amnesia after having sexual intercourse with his wife in the afternoon, as per an article by the Irish Medical Journal. The 66-year-old man, who was Irish, had short-term memory loss within 10 minutes of sexual intercourse with his partner, reported the Irish Journal. The article, titled Recurrent Postcoital Transient Amnesia Associated with Diffusion Restriction, Jesus,
No.
in the journal, explained how the man lost memory of the previous 2 days after the sexual intercourse. This kind of short-term memory loss is known as transient global amnesia, and it is defined by the Mayo Clinic as a sudden temporary episode of memory loss that can't be attributed to a more common neurological condition such as epilepsy or stroke. It is usually seen in people who are age 50 or above and have a history of migraines. Oh, shit, that could be me. According to the report, the man had engaged in sexual intercourse 10 minutes before the onset of memory disturbance. After seeing the date on his phone, he became distressed that he had forgotten his wedding anniversary the day before. Oh, see? It's a good story. Completely forgetting that he had celebrated his wedding anniversary with his wife and family the day before, he started panicking. His autobiographical memory remained intact, but he had no memory of that morning or the celebrations the night before. Hell yeah. Yo, the man then questioned his family, including his wife and daughter, about the morning and the previous day. The neurological examination in the hospital was completely normal and no other symptoms were seen to be prevalent.
So does he remember stuff now?
That's a good question.
Doesn't say, does it? No.
All
right.
It's happened to him before. The man had a similar incident in 2015. Also right after a sexual intercourse, and in both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, how was he coming?
Okay, he does regain short-term memory a while later.
Okay, let's talk about these orgasms, sir. What's happening?
For real, you might just be too close to the headboard, homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's really it, B. Just, take a slide down a little bit, my G. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be it. It might be a positioning thing.
Yeah, B.
Have you tried from behind?
That's it.
Unencumbered?
Yo, just do the same position on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a whole bed.
Go outside? I don't know. There's got to be something, because I'm no doctor, but I think we found the problem. The problem is your orgasm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I'm
an
in
issue.
agreement here.
Because, look, I feel like, you can have good pussy, but will it make someone forget that they just had it? Is that good pussy?
It's powerful. I don't know if it's good.
It's powerful. I want you to forget who came before me. Well, I don't want you to forget me 10 minutes later. Like, we got to adjust the settings on that pussy, one. And then let's try to do it in an area room, higher ceilings. Let's try to do that. And let's see if this happens again.
That's it, B. I don't know how many watts you got it turned up to. Drop it down a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Also, breathe through it. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
Breathe through it. Like, I don't know. Just, I don't want to have to give you sex tips. But
yeah, you would figure at like 60, you would have learned some of these things.
But if this has happened to you already, like, let's start with the smaller things that you can fix before we go to a neurologist.
And like initially, I was gonna be like, let's do bullshitting. But like, that's a hard story to carry through my daughter.
What do you mean?
Because his daughter, he had to talk with her to try to figure out what was going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like, yo, if you got to stick to this storyline for real. Like, this got to be a tragedy if you telling your daughter about how, yo, I forgot everything the last 2 days because I was smashing out your mom.
Right.
Like, if that's the story.
And then your daughter says, again.
Yeah, like that's wow. Yo. Oh my God. And it went well. That was the other thing. I was like, because I was trying to think of all the ways that, like, a dude might be lying to get away with something. So I was thinking maybe the anniversary went bad, but they celebrated.
They celebrated.
You know, like why would you give this? You wouldn't give them the box if you messed up.
No, that's true.
You know?
We don't know their relationship, but yeah, no,
that's fair. Right. But like you wouldn't be celebrating, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Like overall, like you give him a little cold shoulder that day, make him make up for it the next day. But and not only that, he woke up, he panicked, he had a plan for the celebration that he thought he didn't execute.
Well, you know what? I think maybe, okay, so they celebrated the anniversary the night before, and then he had sex, and then 10 minutes later, forgot.
Yeah.
Maybe morning sex is not for you.
Oh, you're right. Yo, your blood sugar might be fucked up.
Yeah, maybe you need to just go ahead and, pee with that boner, let everything get settled to where it's supposed to be, and then have sex. Maybe don't sleep on your stomach. Like, I don't know. There are many things. I don't know.
Yeah, electrolytes, like check in on that.
Yeah. Drink some water.
Oh, man. Yeah, squeeze some lemon into it.
Yeah.
I heard that helps.
We're trying to help you, Bono,
hey,
or whoever you are. He's Irish, right? Yeah, I call all Irish dudes Bono.
Oh, man. Finally, mice are terrified of bananas, according to scientists, and they just found this out. That's right. The discovery was made unintentionally while scientists were studying the reaction of male mice to pregnant and lactating female mice. During the course.
What are these studies? What are these studies?
Who got dollars for this, B? Who approved this? Oh, okay, man.
Keep reading because I want to know how we got from knocked up mice to bananas.
During the course of the study, researchers observed that chemical compounds in bananas triggered a stressful response in male mice. Male mice displayed stress and stress-induced pain inhibition in the close proximity of late pregnant or lactating female mice, said the study. The team from McGill University in Montreal also found that pregnant and lactating female mice responded to stranger male mice with aggression and urine marking. The male mice are well known for being aggressive and infanticidal to pups.
Yeah, they killed the little ones.
Oh, thug life. So
yeah.
So heavily pregnant and lactating female mice emit chemicals to warn these males away. Rodents and lots of mammals other than humans are reliant on their olfactory senses. Urine scent markings is well known, but what we found here is a new message that has never been described before in mammals. While olfactory messages are commonly sent from males to females, there are fewer examples of females sending them to males. Anyway, where we at here? That's where the bananas came in. The authors found that the compound in pencil acetate found in female mice's urine during later pregnancy and lactating is similar to a compound found in a variety of fruits and used to produce banana extract. This is the chemical that caused extreme hormone changes in the male mice. So when the team brought banana oil extract from the supermarket and placed it inside the cages of male mice, their stress levels increased significantly. The stress response in the mice was found to be similar to the stress response when about to engage in a fight. Thug life,
hold on. Okay, let me just make sure I understand this.
Yup.
Female pregnant mice.
Okay.
Pee to keep the men mice away so that they don't kill the babies.
Yep.
and there's something in a pregnant lady mouse's urine.
Yep.
That smells or brings to mind banana extract.
Yep.
And so they put the extract in the cage with the male mice. They start acting up like they were getting ready to fight.
Thug life. Boom. Science.
Okay, well, I rethink a lot of things like bananas. Wow. That is not the turn I saw happening.
At all. I'm having a banana smoothie throughout this whole episode as you speak.
I mean, I'm allergic to bananas now, but that didn't happen until I was in my mid-30s. But I don't, So, I'm just so confused. Just like pregnant lady mice pee smells like bananas.
Apparently.
Okay,
I'm thrown off because I would assume wouldn't like other animals want to eat pregnant mice?
Or do other animals just want to eat mice in general? I feel like larger animals are just like, I kind of don't care about your situation, ma'am.
Yeah, you smell like bananas.
Yeah, you smell like
that's it. And you just gone.
Yeah. Science is fascinating, but also this is terrifying.
Yeah, B. Some things we ain't need to find out.
Okay, so now if you have mice in your house and you're trying to get rid of them, should you put out peppermint oil to get rid of them, or should you put out banana oil to make them fight and then bet on them? What are we doing? Which one are we doing here?
If you would like.
Yeah, that's our other poll.
If you would like to invest in our new banana-inspired mice wrestling ring.
Oh, wow.
All you gotta do is like and subscribe to the show, baby. Banana W Wrestling. That's right. BRW, baby. Banana Wrestling.
BMW. Banana Mice Wrestling.
Yeah, we might have to work on the name because there's legal issues, I think.
Nah, I think we can slide through. I mean, Bob Marley and the Wailers. Look, we got it. We can. We'll
BMW, baby. Banana Mice Wrestling. We out here.
Yep.
Come through, invest. All you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you are an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't see the vision, okay? You don't believe that Mice on Mice Wrestling will gain fans, Twitter followers. You haven't thought of the silly accounts that we can make on the mice's behalf.
That's right.
You know,
the costumes.
I've been dying to tweet about from the perspective of a angry mouse wearing a headband.
Well, that's another episode. But yes, those are things we could do.
5 stars. You see what we thinking. You see the dollars pouring in. Major money, you know. It's going to be crazy. You thought Shalewa was Twitter banned before. No, wait till we start promoting these things.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a problem.
It's over. That's it. Our social media feeds are shot.
Yeah, they're dead. They're dead.
If you have any articles you'd like us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo, at Gastor Almonte. Shouts out to Shannon Lemoyne and FCVLJ for sharing articles this week. And who you hiding from, homie? I don't know. Just your whole IG is just letters. I don't know if I'm missaying it, but yo, thank you. You know what I mean? If you want to run, I get it, man. Good luck. Keep making it out there. We mean that
with love. We are not the feds trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah, I was just trying to say your name like on some love shit, but this is what you go by. That's what you go by. That's dope. Keep hiding. Maybe you figured out this male mice ring situation first. You trying to keep a secret. Respect to you.
Fair.
I hope you win, but we coming for them dollars too. Okay? With all that said, I am the VP of BMW Wrestling, Gastor Almonte, with the president and CEO of BMW Wrestling, Shalewa Sharpe.
Wait, we're going to have to redo that vote. I don't know if that was fair. Why am I in charge?
It was your brilliant idea, sir. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's true.
I'll execute. I'll be operations manager, but I got you. Right. You the visionary. you know?
Okay, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm more of a big picture. I'm not into the little things.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We out here, baby, taking over the mice game. But in the meantime, it's been another War Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.